everyone for being here today as we start our snow season for the 2025-26 season. You're going to hear from Mayor Quinton Lucas, our City Manager Mario Vasquez, Director Michael Shaw, and then we will take your questions. Thank you so much for being here. And without further ado, Mayor Quinton Lucas.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is good to see everybody. Thank you for coming out today. So we know that we're expecting a forecast, at least our last check, 1 to 4 inches tomorrow in Kansas City, coming throughout the day tomorrow. But I know that Kansas City is ready. Just had a chance to talk to dozens of our snowplow drivers in Kansas City. These are folks who are showing up now, will be working the overnight hours, have already been out previously pre-treating and making sure this city will be ready to operate efficiently and effectively tomorrow. I want to commend City Manager Mario Vasquez, our Director of Public Works, Michael Shaw, our Director of Neighborhood Services, Forrest Decker, and indeed all of our team, many of whom that you never hear mentioned, who are making sure Kansas City will be running well and responsibly. Something that we have changed in recent years over what you might have thought of in Kansas City in the past is the technology all around you. You are in the Snow Command Center. What you see is something that's different than when I first became mayor. And Mr. Shaw, you remember we were looking at some laminated maps, looked like they hadn't been updated since about 1985. And now you have this wonderful network that's looking at areas of the city that are most impacted, areas that will have the most need, making sure we're doing the updates with our forecasting as necessary, and more than anything, that we are listening to all of you, hearing reports back, and having that interactive nature and discussion that you would expect from Kansas City. Kansas City takes snowstorms very seriously, but we also don't freak out. What that means is that we will continue to try to make sure we're building a city that can operate tomorrow. What we're doing is ensuring that we have sufficient staff to have those operations ready. So in that, I will note a few things. To ensure that we prioritize snow operations, we'll postpone our Monday pickup for trash, recycling, leaf, and brush. I'm a Monday pickup person, so that means is that we are pushed back. I'm told that means pickup will be the next day. And so really it's just postponed for one day, right? We'll be one day behind. So your Monday people will just go back to Tuesday and they'll explain it to make sure I didn't mess anything up too. Another thing that we'll make sure we do is that we have our Zero KC Extreme Weather Shelter Program. That means that 800 shelter spaces will be available for folks. No matter what happens overnight and tomorrow with the snow, we do recognize that it's cold outside and that there are a lot of folks that need those types of shelter opportunities. So Zero KC is the program to ensure that we have up to 800 shelter spaces available in Kansas City for folks to go. So thank you for making sure that we have that all addressed. Our parks and recreation community centers will be open tomorrow for those who need warming. And more than anything, if you have to be out tomorrow, please very simply be safe. We are Kansas City. We've been through a lot of winters. I know y'all know how to handle it the way I know you know how to handle it. One time I went to a Chiefs game when it snowed right before. No plows were even out. Everybody still found their way there. But I ask you to be responsible. If you don't have to be out, particularly if snow starts to accumulate in heavy ways, you don't need to be out. Don't be. And of course, give lots of space to our snowplow drivers. This is not the time for you to cut them off in your Honda Civic. It's not the time for you trying to make sure you're a speed demon getting all around them. These are folks who are coming out to work hard in connection with it. So thanks again to our city staff. Thanks to all of our drivers. This will be our first winter storm, probably not our last. All the folks who do outstanding work. City Hall, our city buildings will be open tomorrow, but more than anything, we will make sure through our whole of government approach that we're addressing this snowstorm so that the city is operating and moving efficiently through Kansas City. With that, thank you for being here. I'll turn it over to our city manager, Mario Vasquez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. First of all, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving and company with your family and loved ones. Just the clockwork, winter begins. And I think today is the first test of preparedness. So I want to thank my team. I want to thank the staff that has come out tonight to begin the treatment of our streets to make sure that tomorrow we can have a safe commutes. I think it's they're pretty pumped up, actually. I thought who doesn't want to be here, and everybody wants to be here today. So, I mean, I'm here because I guess I have to be, but they really wanted to be here. So a couple of things I think I want to highlight. I guess more than anything else, again, we are ready to tackle this event. We have been training and preparing for the past few weeks, getting our equipment ready and our material ready. The staff is ready to go out there. We'll take care of things for tonight. Like the mayor said, please be respectful of the teams that's working out there. They do need your cooperation, so if you can just clear the streets so they can do their work, that would be fantastic. Please be safe. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Especially if you think, don't underestimate the impact of the weather. We don't necessarily know what exactly is going to happen, so please be cautious. And last but not least, check on your neighbors, especially those that are elderly, or those who have limited mobility. You don't really know what they're going through, so if you have a chance to check on a neighbor, please do so. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Director Shaw. Thank you.
Good evening, Michael Shaw, Director of Public Works. Snow season starts this evening. We will be pre-treating all of our routes today. We have about 103 routes that we'll be pre-treating, 103 residential routes, about 30 plus bigger routes, arterial routes that we'll be pre-treating today. The idea is that we have a snow storm or snow event that's supposed to start around 8 a.m. tomorrow, with the heaviest time around between 10 and 4 tomorrow. So we want to pre-treat so that we can be able to efficiently move the snow off our streets tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow morning, so that we can get Kansas City back to normal as quickly as possible. We have we're fully staffed with the staff prepared. We've been out pre-treating our hills and curves over the last couple of days with some of the frigid temperatures that we've had, which is good. So that was a good practice, if you will. So we are prepared. Some of the new things that we're doing this year is that we have increased our routes, meaning broke them down a little bit more so we can get to spaces and places a little faster than we have in years past. The second thing we've done is obviously invested in technology. Communication is important. How we get to where we get to make sure we stay on time, on task, is something that we've invested in, and also into training, making sure that staff is trained more effectively, again, to do their job more effectively than they have in years past. So we'll continue to measure, monitor that, and continue to improve. We're not going to stay here and say we're going to be perfect, but we are going to be better, and we're going to continue to work hard to be better and give Kansas City the service that they deserve. So with that, we'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
So your pre-treatment start tonight, you said, just to be clear?
Yes, pre-treating starts this evening, and we'll be pre-treating all the roads, residentials and arterials.
Any other questions?
When it comes to some of those road changes and infrastructure upgrades on Broadway that we've seen, parking on the side there, is there any changes to how you're plowing that road so maybe people don't get blocked in on the side? They're parking on that roadway?
Well, no matter where you park, if you ever park on any kind of street, obviously we ask you to park on the north or the west side of the street as much as possible, obviously, because that allows us to clear paths better. But obviously when you have people who are going to be parked on the side, there is a potential of being blocked in, but with 3 inches of snow, we don't perceive that would be a huge pile to block folk in. But obviously we would hope that people will be very mindful of the plows and try not to park on the city streets as much as possible.
All right.
I have one more question.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry. With your new technology, you guys utilizing any AI components within that's helping you increase efficiency?
In this particular, not yet, but there is room for AI in our new processes, but we haven't launched that yet.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
And Jason Waldron's the other guy, my bad.
Yeah.
Chief's guy.